So the entire roster of Chinese Dota 2 org Newbee have been given a lifetime ban after allegations of match fixing broke earlier this week.
Please! The stone case! It rocks! Tiny, what have you done?
And Glaive has announced that he's taking a break from Astralis' CSGO roster for 3 months after what he's calling a little bit of burnout.
First and foremost, Glaive the player, Glaive the in-game leader, is one of the greatest ever to do it at his role as an in-game leader.
And competitive Fortnite pros are saying that aim assist on controllers is completely ruining the competitive scene.
This game sucks. Dude, this game's just so bad, man.
And Dafran has found himself in even more hot water over the weekend after he was banned on Twitch for 7 days and then banned from all of Solary's events forever after his outburst this weekend.
Yes, I'm going to get banned tomorrow, and I don't give a fuck. I will stand by all those words. I don't give a fuck.
So it seems like, Keith, we have a match fixing scandal on our hands here, this time with Dota 2 involving TI4 winners Newbee.
Yeah, apparently they've been banned from like every Chinese Dota tournament. And all of the information about this situation, which has been confirmed by multiple sources, has been provided to Valve. So we're waiting to hear a ruling on the international scene as well.
No, this is where Dusa wants to be, please! The stone case, it rocks! He gets 1 kill, he's looking for the second, that's a double for AQ. Tiny, what have you done? Floyd, why are you fighting?
Yeah, and the craziest part about this is how high profile it is, right? Like, normally when we talk about match fixing, it's usually involving a B-level team for a couple $100 here, maybe they threw a match here, but this involves the TI4 winning 2014 champions and Faith,
and the 2017 runners-up. They lost to Liquid, remember?
Exactly. They were the runners-up in 2017, and Faith, who is a member of that 2014 winning roster, is a part of the roster that's been given this lifetime ban. Like, this is huge news.
Yeah, so now all we have left to do really is wait for Valve, right? And if there's any CSGO fans out there, which we know there are, we know just how hard Valve can come down on match fixing.
Are they really just going to wait the timeout right now? Is this really happening?
No,
Oh, Skadoodle! Skadoodle, why would... I don't understand.
So Astralis is Glaive. He's considered one of the best IGLs to ever compete. Recently, he decided to take a 3-month break from CSGO, citing burnout as the reason. Keith, what were your first thoughts when you saw this news?
We've been over this before, right? I'm not a CS:GO enthusiast, right? I'm not watching CS:GO matches in my free time, but I do watch the news very closely, right? And so for me, when I see this, I remember Astralis signing that 6th man to the roster. And they're looking like geniuses now, right? They have one of their best players. He's trying to take a break. You can slot somebody else in. It's not a big emergency like it normally is. So, I mean, it kind of worked out for them there.
First and foremost, Glaive the player, Glaive the in-game leader, is one of the greatest ever to do it at his role as an in-game leader. I mean, I would probably put him as the GOAT, quite frankly. So the fact that he's already the GOAT, after basically taking 2 years off, kind of is a testament to his drive, the fucking work ethic this guy has, and the sheer greatness of the man. So I think it's understandable that he's burned out and stressed if you consider what he's been able to accomplish.
Yeah, initially when Astralis signed Esatag as the 6th man, people were thinking of it as a competitive advantage, right? Maybe they would swap in him for a specific map, something like that. But now that they picked up Yugi as the 7th man, there's this whole other aspect of the game that Astralis has kind of set a precedent for. Now, if a player is injured or not feeling well or dealing with burnout, like in Glaive's situation, you have this player who can immediately jump in and compete, like we saw yesterday with DreamHack. Yugi competed there.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems logical, right? If somebody needs a break, there should be someone right there to take their spot. I mean, these guys are professionals. Just makes sense.
But a missed shot has allowed this bomb into the site. Yugi trying to plug in those numbers, and he will get the bomb planted. Bora boosted up and over, and Yugi will find him in response.
All right, dude. Aim assist feels like a conversation that we constantly have every couple of months. Some competitive pro is pissed off about it, but things have gotten so bad that Tfue has downloaded Warzone. So, Keith, my question to you is just, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, okay, so right now in the world of Fortnite, there is a bit of a war against controllers. And, I mean, it's not really controller players' fault. The reality is that aim assist is just too good in competitive Fortnite. I mean, Tfue tweeted that screenshot the other day with like 13 players at the top of the standings at some point that were all on controllers. It's just much better than mouse and keyboard in the current Fortnite competitive meta. So, you know, we've got a little bit of a problem on our hands.
It's going to be up to credible top competitive controller players who have a huge influence, who, you know, to reach out to Epic and be vocal about it and be honest about it, if we want it to, or if you guys, we all as a unit want it to be more balanced.
Okay, let me try to break this down for you as best as I can. Basically, aim assist exists on PC so that controller players can have some chance against mouse and keyboard players, because traditionally it's been a lot easier to aim like this than aiming with your thumbs. But in the case of Fortnite, aim assist has got a little out of hand in the competitive scene. It's really easy to sort of magnetize yourself to the other player and hit those clutch headshots and build fights. And with no traps in the game, it's very easy for controller players to just jump in your box and SMG spray you to the face. So, over the weekend at the FNCS, this became a big problem, and controller players had a heyday. And some of the biggest names in the scene, well, they're not pleased.
But it does seem like Epic Games is paying attention to this, right? They talked about in the fact that next week's patch should be addressing this problem.
Yeah, they want the FNCS Invitational to sort of run its course the way it is now. But I think after, you know, names like Ninja, names like Tfue coming out and saying their piece, and then people like Aiden and Scoped, like these high-tier controller players that are actually benefiting from aim assist, even they think it's gotta go.
The top 14 players on NA East in today's tournament, in today's round, the top 14 players were on controller. And I think this is like the first time we've seen like a true dominance of the leaderboard by controller players.
All right, so once again, Dafran, former Overwatch player, is in a little bit of hot water. He's been banned from Twitch. He's been banned from tournaments. Keith, I mean, just have you seen any of these clips, dude? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So apparently on the weekend he was playing in this Solary tournament, a Valorant tournament, and he got tilted because the semi-final time, like the time the games were going to happen, got moved, and it set him off. And then his chat, they went and attacked one of his teammates because they were somehow involved with Solary, who is the tournament organizer here. And then he had to reel them back, tell them to chill out, but then he ends up like trying to throw the game, and at the end of it all, he's banned from all Solary tournaments, and he's banned from Twitch for 7 days.
Yeah, you mentioned the semifinals, right? So they got moved up, and some of the players on the opposing team were trying to get a hold of him, and then one of the players in-game chat was like, yo, dude, the game's moved up, where are you? And he basically says, go fuck your mother, which is what got banned him from the Solary tournaments. They released a statement the next day being like, we don't condone that kind of language. He's banned indefinitely, which pissed him off even more. So then there's
then he went on like a tirade.
He goes on like this whole rant. He's bad-mouthing the TOs. He's yelling about his teammates. He's throwing games. And then Twitch steps in and basically says like, yeah, man, like, you've given us so much evidence to work with. We're going to ban you for 7 days.
Yeah, and he just reacts saying like, I'm going to get banned on Twitch. Fuck it, it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Here's the storyline. Jerome, the CEO from Prodigy, is a fucking bitch, no backbone, and a fucking pussy. Coop and his team is a bunch of fucking pussies. They're trash. The organizer, the Solary TV, is the worst organization I have ever seen. Worst tournaments, worst fucking pieces of shit. Yes, I'm going to get banned tomorrow, and I don't give a fuck. I will stand by all those words. I don't give a fuck.
I don't play much Fortnite, but I've long believed that
you don't play much Fortnite, eh? When was the last time you played a game? Like 2 years ago?
Yeah, probably. It honestly seems like one of the harder games to fucking balance. Like, just the sheer volume of people and who plays what versus casual versus competitive. Like,
it's complicated, right? Because, you know, you have a competitive scene that is very hard on the developer. The game updates so frequently that the competitive scene kind of feels like I think people kind of act as though balance should be just as easy as putting out skins every 5 days or whatever. At the end of the day, I think the fact that you have competitive tournaments like the FNCS where controller players can compete, and, you know, guys like Scoped are some of the most popular players in the world. You know, someone like Unknown, he plays on PC and on controller at a competitive level. So, I think those are all good things. I think it's good to to have games that are not like CSGO, where you can compete on controller.